ex dumped me at a family 4th of July BBQ and told everyone I'd never be wife material. He said I was just practice girlfriend material. He told his relatives that no man would ever want someone as needy and plain as me. I left that party with my face burning while his whole family watched. His younger brother Anthony helped me carry my stuff to my car and kept apologizing for Cooper being such a jerk. I spent the next few weeks in therapy trying to process why I'd stayed with someone who treated me like that for 3 years. My therapist helped me realize I'd been accepting crumbs and calling it love. She suggested I try new activities to rebuild my confidence. That's how I ended up at a rock climbing gym near my apartment. I was terrible at first, but the community was so supportive. I started going 3 times a week and actually got pretty good. I also took a public speaking class at the community center. It sounds random, but it helped me find my voice again. For the first time in years, I was doing things just for me. About 6 months after the breakup, I ran into Anthony at a bookstore coffee shop. He looked genuinely happy to see me and asked if he could sit down. We ended up talking for 3 hours about books and life and our dreams. He mentioned that Cooper was dating Instagram models now and trying to become an influencer. Then he said something that stuck with me. He told me Cooper had always been competitive with him growing up and would claim any girl Anthony showed interest in. We exchanged numbers that day and started texting. At first, it was just funny memes and book recommendations, but then we started meeting for coffee every week. Anthony was nothing like his brother. He actually listened when I talked and remembered little details about my life. He showed up to my first rock climbing competition and cheered louder than anyone. After 3 months of secretly hanging out, Anthony told me he was falling for me. He said he'd noticed me at family events for years, but would never disrespect his brother like that. Now that Cooper had thrown me away, Anthony couldn't pretend anymore. I was scared about what would happen if people found out, but my feelings for him were real too. We kept our relationship secret for another 2 months. The sneaking around was thrilling, but also stressful. Then my friend told me something that changed everything. She said Cooper had been cheating on me our entire relationship with multiple women. She'd kept quiet because she thought I knew and was choosing to stay. Everything made sense after that. The way Cooper would accuse me of being needy whenever I asked where he was, how he'd gaslight me into thinking I was crazy for having normal relationship expectations. I realized I didn't owe him anything anymore. Anthony and I decided to reveal our relationship at his family's Christmas dinner. Cooper showed up with his new girlfriend, who looked like she'd stepped out of a fitness magazine. He kept making these little digs about how some people just stay single forever because they can't lower their standards. His mom mentioned that Anthony seemed really happy lately. Cooper made this joke about how Anthony needed to stop being so picky like his ex was. That's when Anthony snapped. He stood up and told Cooper to stop disrespecting me. Cooper laughed and asked why Anthony cared about his reject ex-girlfriend. Anthony announced he'd been dating someone wonderful for months, and that's when I walked in the room. The look on Cooper's face was priceless. It went from confusion to shock to pure rage in about 3 seconds. He started screaming that Anthony was betraying the family code and stealing his leftovers. Their parents were completely confused and asked what was happening. Anthony stayed calm and explained how Cooper had emotionally abused not just me, but every woman he dated. Their mom admitted she'd noticed Cooper's cruel behavior and had been worried about it. Cooper tried to storm out, but not before Anthony grabbed the ring box from his pocket. Right there in front of everyone, Anthony got down on one knee. He said he'd loved me since the day Cooper lost the best thing in his life. He said I deserved someone who saw my worth and would never make me feel small. Cooper screamed that I was manipulating his brother for revenge, but no one was listening to him anymore. I said yes, while Cooper's girlfriend dumped him right there for being a narcissistic jerk. The family celebrated with us while Cooper left alone. We got married 6 months later with his whole family there except him. Cooper moved to another city and posts bitter quotes about loyalty on Instagram. Meanwhile, I wake up every day next to a man who actually knows my name, remembers my dreams, and has never once made me feel small. The best revenge wasn't settling, it was thriving.